Hello, good afternoon. This is your News 4 Now update. I'm Kay Ingram. And we begin with breaking news. A stunning turn in a Manhattan courtroom. The death penalty phase of the Sayfullo Saipov trial is essentially starting over. He's a convicted terrorist who hit and killed 8 people on a Manhattan bike path back in 2017. And News 4's Mark Santia is live in Lower Manhattan with breaking developments. Mark.
And Kay, all of this happened within the last hour, a surprising turn of events in the sentencing phase for Sayfullo Saipov. Now, he's the man convicted in the West Side Highway bike path terror attack. One of the jurors deciding whether Saipov should live or die has been dismissed after a family member had a health emergency. Saipov's lawyers requested a mistrial. The judge denied that request, instead appointing one of the 5 alternates to the jury. Deliberations will now start over. Manhattan federal prosecutors say Saipov is a proud terrorist and argues his ultimate punishment should be the death penalty. The jury's vote has to be unanimous, or else Saipov will be sentenced to life in prison. On Halloween 2017, Saipov rented a truck and used it to plow through cyclists on the Hudson River bike path. He killed 8 people and injured 18 more. The jury convicted Saipov on 28 counts in January. Saipov's lawyers have painted him as a family man without a record before he was consumed by ISIS propaganda. The jury deliberated for about 2 hours yesterday, but anything that was discussed will be disregarded. Deliberations right now, they're back to square one after a juror was dismissed after a family member had a health emergency. We're live in Lower Manhattan. I'm Mark Santia, News 4 New York.
All right, that is a pretty huge development there. Thank you, Mark. Investigators may have found an important clue in their search for the person who killed an Upper East Side bodega worker. They say they found the hazmat suit he was seen wearing during the deadly shooting at a deli on East 81st Street last Friday. Police say video shows him going to a Bronx housing complex later that night. Investigators found the suit outside that building earlier this week. Officers believe he also wore the suit during 3 other armed robberies. The NYPD is investigating numerous ghost gun parts and components found at an Upper East Side apartment. 3 law enforcement sources say an apartment was raided near 84th Street and 3rd Avenue. Now we're told, quote, numerous ghost gun parts and illegal drugs were found inside. 2 men were taken into custody, and at this time, charges are still pending. A Connecticut mall is now requiring adult supervision on Saturday nights. The Connecticut Post Mall in Milford says the new rules are meant to create a, quote, pleasant and safe shopping environment for families. Anyone 17 and under has to be with an adult 21 or over from 4 p.m. until the mall closes on Saturdays. Now, the mall says 1 adult can be with up to 4 children, and proof of age may be required. Newark is taking the wraps off a new monument to Harriet Tubman. The monument is in downtown Newark at Broad and Washington Streets, an area formerly known as Washington Park, but now renamed Harriet Tubman Square. It was designed by local artist Nina Cook-John and stands on the former site of a Christopher Columbus statue that was removed by the city in 2020. Happening today, Life of Pi begins previews on Broadway. It's a stage adaptation of the best-selling novel about a boy who gets stranded in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Life of Pi transferred to Broadway from London's West End, with several Olivier Award-winning actors making their Broadway debut. It's set to officially open on March 30th.
12:26 right now, and let's take a look at the theater that Mother Nature is providing. It is quite a show, in fact, working its way across the Midwest into our area. You can see the winter storm warnings and advisories posted all across the country, pushing into the Northeast right now. We'll continue to see these expand as we head into tomorrow, but tomorrow afternoon it all begins. Let's take a kind of a trip through the day. 9:30 in the morning, we begin with clouds, and by the rush hour, it looks like rain over the city. A little bit of a mix as we head to the north and west, and then snow beginning to overspread areas even where it is warm. Temperature drops to much closer to the freezing mark during the overnight, and as we start the morning into Saturday, we're looking at snow in and around the city, but keep in mind a lot of that will melt away quickly. As we say goodbye to one storm, another storm ahead for us as we head into Monday and Tuesday. We'll talk more about that later this afternoon, Kay.
All right, good to know. Thanks, Dave. Well, that's it for now. I'm Kay Ingram.